Today, all the attention of the world is put on Debaltseve. Fighting is still going there. And there are many civilians staying there without lights, electricity, water and even bread. Today, another humanitarian aid from Russia came to Makeyevka, and right now it will be delivered to the district. This time, about 70 people are involved in unloading the trucks. There are volunteers, mostly students. They work in full swing. All of them know that people are dying in Debaltseve, and every minute can cost or save a human life.
Igor Leonidovich Bilodid, the first deputy head of the DPR Control Center of Recovery, explained that a day before arrived a humanitarian aid convoy from Russia, and it consists of 11 trucks with 110 tons of food, and 33 tons of this food is especially aimed for Debaltseve. The ration were overloaded to the machine of the Emergency Ministry of DPR, the MЧС, and he himself will accompany this car to Debaltseve. The head of the Republic, Alexander Sakharchenko, gave clear indications that these products must be delivered to those in need. As a part of this delivery also goes vegetable oil, flour, buckwheat and rice. Because of the critical situation in Debaltseve, the Russian Federation delivered all these foods via aircraft to the south of Russia so that the trucks could be arrived in time.
Так как у нас продукты питания были для социально защищенных слоев населения, были все распределены. Эти 10 грузовиков грузились самолетами вчера. Вы обратили внимание Российской Федерации. Мы очень благодарны за данный груз, потому что это снимет социальное напряжение, и вы сможете сегодня увидеть, как мы раздаем сегодня эти гуманитарные пайки в городе Дебальцево.
33 tons of dry rations arrived. According to Igor Bilodid, it will be enough for the first to feed people until the deployed field kitchens start working. The whole 33 tons will go to Debaltseve and Uglegorsk.
The road to Debaltseve, that takes 2 hours in peaceful times, now took about 5, without any stop, only forward. On the road we met military vehicles, and in cities and towns there are destroyed and damaged houses. In Debaltseve the streets are deserted. There are no remaining buildings. The windows are smashed in almost all houses. And so we arrived in the central part of the city. Residents gather here. The news about the help arrival is spreading mouth by mouth to all corners of the city. There is no mobile phone connection, a neighbor tells to a neighbor and so on. People walking for a long time to get here. Public transport is not working. Okay, we are in Debaltseve at last. People say that 20,000 people still live here. They have nothing here, and right now some of them came here to get some help. There is a social dining room and some centers of heating and some place for them to have some rest and charge their phones and batteries and have some rest of these terrible conditions they have here.
Igor Leonidovich Bilodid states again, on behalf of the head of the Republic, that they arrived in the city of Debaltseve with humanitarian aid for the residents. He also says that the first truck arrived with 8 tons of food and now will be discharged in the city. He informs us that more than 50% of all windows in the city are shattered and that people are in desperate conditions. We can see it ourselves.
At one time, a few columns arrived. Unloading everything necessary for the local population is in process. There are hygiene products, clothing, medicines and food parcels, even copybooks for school children.
Да, в Дебальцево живем. Почему не уехали? Ну, во-первых,
We are talking to the people and we ask them why they didn't leave. They answer us, well, first, because we have our houses. Well, We had our houses. This is our hometown. And secondly, we could not leave because we could not pass the Ukrainian lines. They didn't allow us. Some other people tell us, where should we go? Who is waiting for us somewhere? Should we go to Ukraine? And who will live in Debaltseve in the future? This man tells us that there are not 5,000, but it's 20,000 people who are in desperately need here in this town. He says half of the town is here. There are sick people, old people. He buried his mother last in September. She didn't survive the war. We ask him about the conditions. He tells us that they live in the basement, everybody. Some with stoves, but it's hard to get something to burn into the stoves. What kind of work you have left here, we ask him. He tells us that he's a teacher on a school of arts. We're asking, School of Arts, is it still working? And he answered, not everything is broken. But he also is an educated constructor. And so he will build up his flat again, and he will help to build up the city again.
Свою квартиру нужно восстанавливать, и еще у жены квартира тоже нужно восстанавливать.
The Central Library. Right in front, there is a big crater of this shelling. The blast shattered the windows. The wind is blowing through the House of Knowledge. In this area, people will not remember the books. The main thing for them now is warmth and food. The fighting continues. The army of Novorossia is doing everything possible to take fire from the civilians. But no one knows what tomorrow will be the next for the residents of Debaltseve. Help has arrived. People can take a breath, warm up, eat and share their experiences.
We get to know what steps the Russian МЧС and the DPR are taking at next. Psychologists provide emergency psychological assistance if needed and research needs of people. How can the medical and social services and the military command's office help these people? There were also questions about the burial, hospitalization, or questions like, if we leave and people do not want to be dependent, they want to get a job. Many people want to stay here and build a life here. At the same time, they want to know that at least they will not be thrown tomorrow or the day after.
As soon as they got the first necessary assistance, people go home. We are coming back too. Okay, we're back in Makeyevka. It's 23 p.m. and people here, they didn't stop working till now. They didn't have rest because they know that people in Debaltseve really need their help. The DPR Controlling Center of Recovery works 24 hours. People are tired, but they do not put their hands down. Helping each other, helping other people. This is the only thing for most of them that allows to save power, faith and hope.